Hi guys, welcome to your monthly reading. This is for the month of March 2019. So this is really strange because I set out to do a Cancer reading, but as I'm doing it, I just keep feeling this energy of Virgo, and like the word Virgo keeps coming to my mind and to my mouth. So I feel like my angels and guides are saying this is actually a Virgo reading. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to read this reading for whoever, okay? And whoever ends up having this reading for them, directed towards them, Cancer or Virgo, then you'll know that I got intel later and that was who it was supposed to be for. But my philosophy is, hey, if you're just whatever off the street and you just happen to bump into this reading and it resonates, it's for you, okay? Regardless of what your sign is. All right, so let's jump in. What an amazing story. Look at this. Look at all of this. Just, I mean, this is long, right? Amazing story of empowerment. So what I'm getting here is that my dear Cancer or Virgo, my dear lovely person, you are at a place in your life where I don't know what your job is, if you are a model or a sports player or something, or a writer or somebody or that has an image that is managed by someone else. Because what I'm seeing here is like you have an agent, or there's somebody who is using your public image. See, that's you. Using your public image to create businesses or fuel businesses and to make money based on your image in the branding. So I'm also picking up that if this is not like an image thing or a branding thing, this is almost like it's time for a wedding, right? And that's you, and somebody has taken over the planning for it. Like it could be a mother or some other figure, a wedding planner, but they're starting to, it's like not going the way that it's no longer in your interest. So just listen for the dynamics and I'll leave it up to you to interpret how this applies to your life. Okay, so I'm seeing that for whatever reason, you are the central figure around which some businesses or some kind of events or activities are happening, and there's money being made off of your public image and branding. Now, how big that public image and branding is, again, depends on the details of your specific situation, but I'm feeling that that's what's going on. But what's happening is that you're starting to realize that all that glitters isn't gold, because in this dynamic I feel that this person is completely making all these decisions for you and about you, and I feel that you're just, it's like they didn't put you in a back room with a desk and just a phone on it that never rings. However, it has a little bit of that quality to it. Like you're free. They're like, oh yeah, you're great. You're great. Like, thank you. You're so great. They're lauding you. They're holding you up on a pedestal, right? Look at this. That's you on the pedestal, and that's you right here on the pedestal, and that's you. They're showing this person is your agent or somebody who's running things around you, and they're creating this empire, if you will, all based on you. But what I'm seeing is it has very little impact to do with you. Maybe you're just a pretty face. Are you involved in some kind of pageantry or something? You're just a pretty face or just something that can fuel this. But no one really has your best interest at heart, and I think that you're starting to get hip to that. You're starting to realize that. Now, yeah, you're starting to realize that because take a look in these two cards. I'm going to come back closer. See this? This is where they're like, you know, building your everything around you. And outside, it's like you on the lake. You're alone and you're like kind of not really involved in that. So it's almost like if you're a celebrity, for example, say you're a celebrity and your agent's like, yeah, we need you to come to this photo shoot. You take some photos and stuff. Next thing, they're like starting all of these, you know, these bottled water companies and all this stuff where you just have to show up for an appointment. You're in a commercial for 30 seconds. And they're making all this insane amounts of money off of you, that you have a lot of downtime. They're like, hey, yeah, why don't you take a trip to the Poconos, or go to the Galapagos Islands, or, you know, we're taking care of things back home. Just, you know, go do your thing. So you find yourself having a lot of free time. Meanwhile, this business around your image is being run. But this downtime is good because it's giving you time to think, okay? So, anyway, moving on. Let's sharpen that image. There you go. Moving on, I find that you're at a place where you're starting to get hip and you're starting to wonder. This is you meditating and wondering on it. Like, how much control do I have over my own life? How much agency am I actually having? I mean, if I were to get in there and say, I want to have this, I want to try this, are people going to listen to me? Do people actually care about me? Am I just being used? Am I being hung out to dry? And I think that now you're finally taking a light. You're taking a light and you're taking a look at what's going on, and you're starting to see, look at the bow or the staff and the egg. You're starting to see that these things that were built around you and built up upon your name and your image are all mired in deception. Okay? You're starting to get wise, my dear. You're starting to get wise. And I feel that right now you've been, and for the month of March, if you haven't already, you're going to be trying to ask questions about this. You're going to be starting to try to ask people to see contracts, you know, like, oh, we just booked this contract. Well, can I take a look at it? You know, you're going to be trying to ask questions about things that you didn't used to ask about and that were just so convenient for them. And you're getting pushback. Notice you're not able to get in because you're this cute little Pegasus. You're not able to get in, and they're pushing you back because no one wants to tell you the truth. And then it's always like, oh, well, why don't you go ask this guy? And they know more about that. And you go to him, and he's like, oh, well, actually, it's this guy who knows. And then you're playing email tag, and then it just drops off if you don't pursue it. Things like that. They're purposefully shutting you out. And what I'm seeing here is that you're trying to get people to throw you a bone, but all they're doing is giving you some BS answers and such. And look at this. Many people, it feels like, are I want to say, getting rich off of your image, that they're benefiting from your image and such. It could be anything, even if it's just you were in a pageant at some church play and they're using your image and likeness to draw in crowds, but they're not like letting you get any creative control over the play or just anything. The scale depends on your details, right? But whereas everyone's getting rich off of you and prospering, look at what you're getting in return. Imagine the sports player or the entertainer who's doing so much, showing up to all of these events, you know, putting in like 90% to create this brand, quote unquote, and then at the end of the day they're getting like paid only like $30,000 or let's say $100,000 a year, and someone else is making like 80 million or something like that. It's ridiculous, and you're not getting answers. So you're starting to really in the month of March, evidence is starting to come in to support this idea that something's wrong. But I think in the month of March, at this time, you will find that fate is stepping in, destiny is stepping in, the angels are stepping in, and they're helping you. So look how authoritative this card looks, right? Zing, compared to everything else. Zing, that's what it looks like. So they're stepping in and they're creating the opportunity for you to, number one, notice that something's wrong, number two, to ask those questions, and number three, to persist, and number four, to ultimately prevail. This is you in the month of March, finding where you're finally taking stock of what's going on. Again, we saw this in this card, taking stock, putting on your lantern and looking at stuff. And when you start to look at stuff, like, you start to feel really violated, just like this guy who's just come home and everything's ransacked in his home. It's like, wait a minute, I just did this Nike commercial and it says I was paid $30 million, but I only received $200,000, if even that much, you know, for example. I don't know how much these contracts really are. Or like, wait a minute, I was told that this, that, and the other, but I'm not really getting much at all. I'm getting this. And I only got this because I asked about it. What else am I not seeing? You know, wow, I had these friends and now they don't come around anymore. Oh, could it be because my agent or this person told them to beat it and not to push me off my path when really that was my friend? You know, so you're starting to see, this shows me deception. You're starting to get clear to the deception that's going on in your life. And a big question that you're going to be asking is like, wait a minute, I was following orders. I was doing what I was told to do so I could support this thing that we're trying to build, and check this out. I thought I was building stuff, but there's nothing. Compare that to this, where this person's actually working and they're creating. Here, you're working, and for what? Nothing. And this is your guides trying to step in and show you that, okay? They're trying to show you that, yes, there's deception afoot. I feel that if you haven't had this yet, you will start to feel the pinch of this. It's going to start to weigh on your mind. Look at this person racking his brains, like, how could this have happened? How could I have missed this? And why, and above all, it's why are they doing this to me? It's almost like you have this like innocence and this naivete, like, why is this happening to me? What am I doing wrong? Like, I thought I was doing everything right. I don't understand what I'm doing. Now, I want you to see the level of deception going on here. See this? This is two timing. This is double speak right here. There's someone in your life that is, I don't think it could be the agent that I picked up on, but it's almost like a handler. It's almost like you have been assigned a handler, somebody to take care of you, somebody to oversee what you're doing, to, you know, this is going to be somebody who you considered a friend. They come across as very attractive, very friendly to you. They're being friendly to you. Like, no way, for real? They said that? Oh my God. So, you know, I'm saying to look in your right pocket. No, maybe, oh God, yeah, look in your right pocket. That just came to mind. And then this person's hand is in their right pocket. Like, maybe some of you, if you're watching this video right now, there's somebody, if you look in your right, if you put your hand in your right pocket right now, and I want you to email me about this, if it's right, and pull out whatever's in there. Whatever is in there is going to have like the number of this person or a reference to this person. Maybe it's a stick of gum this person gave you. That's going to tell you who this person is. But, you know, obviously it's not everybody has something in their right pocket. But I feel that specifically for some viewers out there, maybe, unless maybe all the angels like decided to have somebody put something in their pocket before they watch this video. They don't play. They do that kind of stuff. But the point is that whoever this person is, if this reading resonates with you, this is going to be a shock to you, because for some of you it's a family member, like an aunt. For some of you it's a friend. You know, this person is in on it, and they are double timing you, and they're trying to keep you occupied. They're trying to keep you occupied in a way so that you don't answer questions. So you don't ask questions. You know, they're like pumping you up, like, yeah, that was a great Nike commercial. Yeah, this was great. Dude, I can't wait for the next thing. So you going on that trip? What are you doing? Like, you should go check out this new club. It's just open. They're trying to keep you occupied so that you don't ask the questions you need to ask. Like, how much should I just get paid for that? And how much is in my pocket? And did we do taxes? And like, who's in on this? Who's handling this? How much is this person making? Who's actually negotiating? Those are the questions that I feel that you are not asking, or were not asking, and they were put in place, whether it was told to them or whether they just knew that that's what they had to do, to keep you occupied. And this is a person who is like your right-hand person, where you guys would go shopping together, you would go do this together, go out on calls together, whatever it is, your friend, okay? This is a friend. It's kind of a business friend. And anyway, but I'm seeing this person is not to be trusted at all. Totally not to be trusted. And in fact, I think once you really start getting close to what's going on, this person's going to shake the spot. They're going to leave. You know, they're going to start pulling away. You're not going to be able to find them. You're trying to text them like, hey, man, I just heard that the contract was actually for $60,000 and not for like 20,000. Like, we'd heard when we were in that meeting, like, did you know about this? Like, what's going on? They're not going to be responding to your text. Oh man, I'm so busy. Sorry. You know what? I actually don't know. It's bullshit. Okay. Cause this is the same person you could have just called up on a dime and said, hey, I feel like getting Starbucks. Let's go get Starbucks. Okay. We're going to go. Now you can't find them. Right. So, there's a lucky star over you right now, Virgo or Cancer. Sorry, or whoever's listening. Listen, there's a lucky star over you right now. We see it here. We see it here. Okay? This star is, and we see it also in these lanterns. Okay? I want to show you these two lanterns. They're coming across as different, but three. Okay? This one, this lantern is, oopsies, let's zoom in, good. This lantern is a lantern that's been given to you for you to launch this inquiry, to start looking. And through this light and this illumination, you see something's wrong. This lantern is for you to take a closer look at stuff. And through that illumination, you start to take a look at how it's affected you, what's going on in the fine print, who's not here, who was chased away from your inner circle, what real friends were pushed out of your inner circle because to make room for these fake friends and things like that. So you're looking at your house, you're assessing your home, looking at the bait and switch. You're in this light is the illumination. Notice it's softer, it's more comfortable. That comes, it's holding the space. It's divine. It's holding the space for you to have that meltdown, that moment where you're crying and you're wondering in your bed at night, how could this have happened? Why did this happen? And, you know, why would somebody do this to me? Well, who does this kind of thing? Those are the feelings that lantern holds the space for you to have. Let's see. Yeah, but this person is not to be trusted. They're not working in your best interest, and you'll know them right away once you start asking questions if you haven't already. Soon they're going to be hard to find. I was sick. Oh, I can't go to the gym today because I had to do this, and like whatever. Right here, your angels, your guides are showing up. They're here and they're watching you. They're giving you these things for you to chisel out, to chisel through, to find out what is the foundation upon which your prosperity is built. Look at that. To me, this looks like the sign of a devil, the devil, you know, not like the devil, you know, but it's showing me that the deception, your angels and guides are pushing you to take those steps. They're making you come to the realization, and they're allowing you to emote and to feel those emotions and start asking those hard questions and chiseling out, and they're watching you as you do it. Because you know what? You're a great person. You're coming across as a very great person, and I don't think that you I truly feel that you had no idea about what was going on. And I mean this because that's just the way it's coming through here. Because if for example, things were different, I could have seen in this card that you're in this reading that you're doing the same things, you're doing the inquiry, but I would also see in these cards that you knew something wasn't right and that you still went along with it. And I'm not seeing that at all. I'm seeing you being blindsided, and one day you just waking up and being like, wait, you know, like, I just asked a question and I'm getting kind of a little bit more pushback than I should have gotten about that. Like, I can't access my records. This is weird. You know, things like that. There's deception going on for sure here. So I think that the angels are giving you some time out now, and the time out is going to come, and it's in a way that it's going to be under the radar for these people, because remember, they're in there crafting your image, and you're outside here in the Galapagos Islands, you're shopping somewhere, you're doing the leisurely things while they do the work. You're out there doing those things. You're being kept busy with those things. But on one of these trips, or on one of these things, or whatever it is that you're doing that doesn't include them, you're going to be thinking, you're going to be reflecting, and you're going to be wondering what the hell is going on. And I think that your angels are going to be talking to you. They're going to be, look, here's another one. They're going to be bringing you all the information, and I think you're going to get started doing your work. Look at the 22, it's a master number. You're going to get started doing your work, and you're going to find that you're going to start digging into contracts. You're going to be digging into records. You're going to be digging into the fine print. You're going to be asking those questions, but I feel like a lot of this is going to be secret at first. You're not going to be really pushing people. I think that you will try at first, and maybe you'll start off with just an innocent question because you just wanted to know, right? And then you get too much pushback, and you're like, that's weird. You start looking in, you start noticing every time you ask questions, people are ghosting, nobody's giving you info. You start then to look at the stuff that you've quote unquote accumulated. How much was I paid? Who's not around me? Who's been chased away? All of these things, you're going to go into a place where you're going to be thinking about it, and then you're going to start seeing the people in your close circle are not your friends at all, and you're going to start to really do the physical work that it takes to get clear on this. And that means looking at the receipts, delving into details. And look at these guys. They're giving you information. These are like your angels and guides giving you the information, helping you to write, to write. Yeah, write. For some of you, you're going to be writing about this. You're going to be writing something, writing letters. And some of you, and all of you actually, they're helping you to know what to ask. Okay, yeah. I'm feeling that some of you are going to be writing about this, and it's probably going to be used later to expose something in some industry, an expose. So they're helping you to do research. Some of you are researching for some inadequacy that you're starting to pick up on, right? Again, the details depend on you and your situation, right? But there's some injustice going on, and you're going to be putting some pedal to the metal on this. Now, I think that as you start to uncover more and more, you're going to be really meditating about this, thinking deeply about this. It's going to be a main focus, or the main focus in your life for some time. I don't know why it says 4 here, but when I saw 4, I thought about 4 years. Okay, so it's going to become the focus of your life for a few years. And again, I think what's going to happen for some of you is that this is going to turn into a book of some sort, you know, an expose, something like that, whistleblowing or something like that. And you're going to eventually get to the point where you're going to be wanting to use the sword. You're going to be wanting to use the pen as the sword. You're going to take up arms against this. But when you do that, it's going to be only going to happen once you have gathered the information that you need. You have all the receipts, you know, see this brick wall that where the foundation is good. And what's going to happen is you're going to use that information to get back what was taken from you. Now, can you get back everything? Of course not, but you're going to get back a lot. And I feel in some cases you guys are going to beat them at their own game. For some of you, you're really going to beat them at their own game, and you're going to get in there, start asking the questions, start assuming control of your empire or your finances or your contracts or whatever it is. And you're going to, through being more educated about your situation, you're going to step in and you're going to start receiving what's yours. Now, I'm seeing that it may take a little bit of time, right? And you may feel like you don't know or you don't have the resources and how to do this, because I'm seeing some of you may feel that you're too old to keep up with this kind of young man politics or whatever it is, you know. But I don't actually think that's the case at all. I feel like the divine is stepping in. They're giving you everything you need. Yeah, they're saying that's it. That's right. And you're going to have everything that you need. You're going to get money out of this. You're going to get compensation out of this. You're going to win in integrity and in lessons, because I feel that you've been asleep at the wheel a little bit, and I feel that people really took advantage of you. Now, and for some of you, this is on an individual level around your image and branding and whatnot. And for some of you, it could also be that, but for some of you, it's more like, what was that woman's name? The one with the, oh my God, what was that? Julia Roberts played her in that environmental movie, Oh my God, I can't remember. Whatever. And you know what? What's crazy is I know a lot of you are watching and like, you're yelling at the screen. It's blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Anyway, where she did the research and she took down this major corporation. My bad, guys. My bad on that. But anyway, whatever. Okay, I'm not going to try to remember it, because, you know, I'm going to keep trying to remember it for the rest of this reading. Oh, what is that? Oh, anyway, long story short, some of you are going to be going against organizations, right? So this is something in the making. It's big. Now, let's move on. I see that you are going to... I see this is 2 things. Get closer. Eleanor... Was it Brockovich? Eleanor Brockovich? Something Brockovich. Whatever. I did my part. Let's move on. So let's look at this. I think that this, on the one hand, what I'm reading here is once you really start, you know, getting this momentum, stepping into your power, everything, this old friend is going to be gone, long gone by that time. But this is going to signify a new ally. Someone is going to come in and help you. And this person is really going to be in your corner to the point that, like, they're going to be helping you. They're going to be showing you what to do. I don't know if this is if this is an attorney or a councilman or something. Someone is going to step in who can add to you what you feel that you're missing. And it's going to be their substantive knowledge in whatever the field is. And these are the people who are controlling you and controlling your image and controlling whatever. They're going to start to take notice. Look, they're like, who's this now? Oh, now they've finally brought somebody who can do something. What do they have to say? Now imagine this feeling as this. Say you are on trial for something or whatever, in whatever court, and you have decided to defend yourself. And look, the other side's going to be like, this is going to be a walkthrough, because this person doesn't know law, they don't know codes, they don't know anything. They're just moving on emotion and doing their best. But then you go and you return some form of legal counsel, and that person comes in. They're like, oh shoot, now we have to contend with someone who actually knows, and they're not going to know how much force this other person's gonna be, how much of a force they're gonna have to reckon with. So what I'm seeing here is they're looking and they're like, okay, who's this? Who's this whispering in her ear or his ear? They know what they're talking about, but is this going to be a big deal for me? So that's the first thing I'm seeing in that. The second thing I'm seeing in that, oh, and with that first thing, you can definitely trust this person, okay? With that, the second reading I'm seeing is this is going to be you getting your stuff together, getting empowered, doing your thing, and they're going to be taking notice of this new you. So this is, on a personal level, this is you really stepping into your power and knowing that you are in control over the information that is about you, anything about you, contracts, all that stuff. You're in control, and you should never give that control up to anybody. Now, I'm seeing here in this card that again, you're going to be burning that midnight oil. Your guides are going to be helping you to uncover information. This is, to me, you looking at contracts. This is you doing the research, looking at that contract you signed back in '82, looking at that contract you signed for that deal 2 years ago, and looking at the details, like, and crunching those numbers. How much money should I have now? What buildings should have been built now? Who should have, those questions. And you are going to find that armed with this knowledge, see, that's the knowledge, armed with this knowledge here, you're going to one by one tailor your approach, but one by one you're going to go to all these people and you're going to not attack them, but you're going to address it in a classy way, because I feel class all over this. I need to have a meeting with you about my contract for the Nike deal. I'm just saying the Nike deal, for example. Okay? And they're going to have to bring their shit. Not to curse, but you know what? They're going to have to bring it. And they're going to have to sit down and they're going to have to talk to you like an adult, because you know what's expected. And what about these taxes? And what about this? And what about this? And who's this that signed this? I have questions. You're going to have to answer it. And they are legally bound to answer those questions. They're going to play ball. I feel that you're going to tailor your approach in different ways to the different players that are involved in this. And I think that your strength is going to come through, number one, the knowledge. No. Your strength is going to come through, number one, the decision to really start taking control of your life and the direction it's heading. People can't use you to create something for themselves. Number two, you're going to start doing the research for yourself. Number three, you're going to start asking those questions. And number four, you're going to get in on them. Okay? And you're going to beat them at their own game, because, you're doing what you should be doing. And which, listen, do we ever do it right? All right, let's see. Bum, 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 bum. Looking here, I feel that I feel that you might feel a little shaky at first, but once you start to really get more confidence and you have the right people in your corner, you are familiar with what it is that you are facing, right? Once you get all that and you start to feel confident and get a few changes under your belt, you're going to start going full speed ahead with all this information, and you're taking no prisoners. I feel that by doing that, you're going to start to extricate yourself from this wheel, this crazy wheel of what's going on, okay? And notice, yeah, the angels are like, that's it. Look at that chain. It's busted away now, right? So you're breaking out of the chains that people have had you in. Wait, was that here or here? Anyway, wait. Does it matter? Maybe. Okay, I'm gonna let it go. We're gonna let it go. Okay, wait, no, I can't. Okay, no, it goes this way. Okay, I'm back, everybody. And what I'm seeing is that it's almost like going back to the drawing board. After you're done dealing with these people, remember I said this is gonna be kind of like a few years that you're gonna be dealing with this. I feel that you're gonna get back to basics and just feeling good about yourself and realizing that, you know what, I don't need all this. I don't need temples in my name. I don't need people doing this for me and blah, blah, blah. I just don't need that. So again, for some of you, it's going to be a long process. For some of you, I don't know. It really depends on your situation. But I see that eventually it's going to be just you getting back to the good old days where it's just you, and what you put into the fire, you get out. And see these, 1, 2, 3, you're the one who made them. You made them, you produced them, and they're yours. You don't even need to make money off of it. You're just happy to have done something and have made it. And look, you just hung them on your own wall for decor, right? And that's you. And the angels are saying that's wonderful. So I feel like some of you need to hear that. Maybe some of you were younger, I don't know, when you got caught up in this fast talking, we can take this idea of yours, we can take this and we can make you big, kid, and this is a lesson that you're being shown, and the angels are like, yeah, that's wonderful. So take a look at this. Amen. You got the Emperor card. Bless you. That's maturity. At the end of all of this, yes, all of this is happening in March, right? I don't know. Okay. Listen, I just bring the message through, okay? But what I'm seeing is that at the end of this process, eventually, whenever it is, and through this process, the lesson that you're going to be learning is that you are yourself first and foremost. Angels are jumping in to say, you are yourself first and foremost. You were born as yourself and you'll die as yourself. Nothing more, nothing less, except the maturity that you bring to your spirit. And I think that a major lesson of this whole thing is that with what you create, your image, whatever, or whatever item you created, or just whatever, what you create is yours. And you can share it, but it came through you. And they're showing that anytime, see this hand, it's kind of red. Can you see it? It's like red, like if it's on fire. They're teaching you, and you're learning through this process, that if something doesn't feel right, chances are it's not right. And you're learning to detect when something isn't right early on before it takes you over, right? It's just, it's like touch, ow, hot. All right, well, I'm gonna, change my approach or find something more cool for me, right? And with this new knowledge, you're going to move on with all this experience that you've learned. And look, this wizened old toad, you're going to move on to something better and something new, okay? So that's what I'm feeling. This is an interesting reading, it's like, it's interesting in this, it's interesting because obviously it's an interesting story. But I'm kind of annoyed because I'm like, is this the Cancer reading or the Virgo reading, angels and guides? And I just asked for clarity, right? So I'm like, now I'm wondering who's going to get this reading, and do they both get this reading? I don't know. So anyway, if you're watching this and it resonates with you, and if it's on a billboard somewhere, then that's for you, okay? All right, anyway, you know where to find me. Just check the box below and email me, whatever. And have a beautiful month for the month of March. Bye!